Hello, pproteus here. Today we are going to be doing an arena draft. We are drafting Phyrexia all B1. I have been doing an highly unusual amount of this set. I've been really enjoying it. It's been clicking with me. That means I've been winning an unusual amount, which means I can keep playing. And as a result, there's kind of some positive feedback mechanism going there where I'm playing over the set. And so I want to teach you a little bit about how I think about the format. My big scale overview is that I really have some strong color biases that I think help me out a lot. I think that about 50% of my drafts should be some kind of red mid-range deck because the red commons are just so good. Red-green is probably the best deck to be in. The green commons fit very well with the mid-range theme, but really any pair goes fine with red. After that 50%, I'm about 20% for a white-based poison aggro kind of deck, and about 20% for a white-based artifact aggro or beatdown kind of deck. And the other 10%, we won't talk about that 10% too much. With all that said, you kind of get to see that I've got some pretty strong opinions. And so, diving into this first pack, what do I see? There's a rare. This is not a good rare. It's not good. We're not taking that. It's uncommons, not good. Not taking a gold card. Tamiya's Immobilizer is quite a good uncommon, and I would strongly consider it. But what we do have here, I would like to take, is Contagious Vorak. This is one of the top handful of commons in the set, and it's also just really good in red-green in particular. So it encouraged me to do the thing that I already want to do, so I am slamming it. The next thing I want to say about drafting this format is that I like to stay open very late. The reason I like to stay open very late is that while all the strategies that I describe, I like to be in one main color and then the other color can kind of be anything. And another reason I like to stay open very late is because the packs are very deep. There's lots and lots and lots of playable cards, so I don't mind the train wreck so much because the train wrecks just don't end up being that bad. I get to play reasonable cards. Pack 2, I see no other good green cards. There's a rare, which is, I think, playable. I haven't played it. It's not busted. I think what we're going to take here is Planet Disruption. This is 2-mana rest. It doesn't go particularly well with Contagious Vorak, but it is the best card in the pack by quite a wide margin. There's a couple, the second best third cards in this pack are probably the other white commons, and that kind of red French vanilla uncommon maybe is the fourth best. Pack number 3, card that stands out to me, well, there's Crawling Chorus. This card is quite good, kind of like a backbone card of the toxic decks that let you get ahead early, get poison in early, but it is also just playable as a body in the artifact decks. It wears equipment really well, it dies and makes an artifact. So just a top quality white common. The other option here that's probably really good is Atlantis Lattice Blade Mantis. It's like one of the big reasons to be in red-green. I think it's a toss-up between these two, what to pick here. It's also like some reasonable black cards, but the black cards just aren't as good as the white card, and we already have a Planet Disruption, so no way am I taking a black card. Could have gone either way on that. Don't follow you if you like the Mantis. We're into pack number 4. I see a medium red card. I see a I don't want to call this a medium green card. It's very good in like mid-range decks. It's not really an aggro card though. I'm gonna take the white card. This is a third card that goes well in the white poison deck. we don't have to be white-green. Vorak is very good. It is so good that you can play it in the white poison deck, but it's not necessary. You don't have to be in green just to get that. We could also be in black, or heck, even in red if we see good red cards. Pack number 5 here. This is a pretty medium pack. Singing Answer, very playable, but not a great one. Not one of the cards I'm really looking to pick up. And then in other colors, just medium cards all around. Maybe this card's okay. This card's solid if you were in the oil counter deck, but this is not looking like the oil counter deck. This is probably a good card if you're in blue-green, but I would rather not be in blue-green, thank you very much. Take the answer. And this is now like 4 cards that are encouraging me to play white poison. And wanting to play white poison means my other color should be probably either green or black. Although that's not absolutely necessary. This pack is kind of interesting. Trawler Drake is probably the strongest card in a vacuum here. This is, it's got some upside for this card, but it's also kind of like a builder. You need a lot of spells, and you can't just mash that up with any deck. I'm going to take Whisper of the Dross here. This is a solid removal spell, and white-black proliferate is definitely a thing you can be doing. This pack here, it is kind of tempting to take like a Chrome Prowler, because this is just a very good card. Maybe blue's open if it goes this light, hard to tell. You could take a Shrapnel Slinger. It's a solid card in red. Not really a reason to be in red, but you might play it. Against All Odds is a strong card, but it is not a strong generic card. You need Enter the Battlefield triggers. And there's this rare, which has really nothing to do with what we're drafting so far. I'm just going to take this blue card. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe it won't. Who knows? Following up with this next pack. This pack has a Vegetation Raptor, Serum Snare, Experimental Augury. All good blue cards. And no good cards of other colors. Dustin Barrett's playable, but it just doesn't fit the poison theme, so I don't really want to take it. We'll take Serum Snare, I think, over Rapture. Could be wrong. It could just be you're supposed to play the Rapture. Never pass it. I'm unsure. But I do like Serum Snare. I feel like I haven't gotten to play it enough. We're not doing too well in terms of wheeling the white poison cards. In this pack, there is land. Maybe you take the land. The next best card is... I still just don't want to play this Simmer card. I'm going to take a Escaped Experiment because it is a blue poison card, and who knows, we might end up playing, sorry, not poison, blue artifact card. We might end up playing blue artifacts. Here, I think Augury pretty easily. Here, Mesmerize and Dose pretty easily. Are we ending up drafting blue? Ooh, Melweb Strider, that's a playable card. It's not busted, but it's playable. Just 5 mana, 5/5. Those are in short supply in this format. Anatomist, I would rather not play that. Also, would rather not play Bring the Ending. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So, moving on to the next pack. We have a couple of solid green cards. We have seen, took that Vorak first pick and saw almost no green cards. Not super excited to take that one. There is a red Bomb Mythic. This card is also pretty tempting. Maybe I should just take it. But the fact is, I have a really strong bias towards red, and I saw actually no red cards that I wanted to take in the first pack. Makes me think red is not open. So I am going to lean against this. And take a Dune Mover? No, I'm just going to take the Mythic just in case. I'm going to take it just in case. It feels too wrong not to take it. In this pack, There's a second Serum Snare and a second Vegetation Raptor. I will take the Raptor. Maybe regret not taking the first one the first time. Passing Furnace Rider. Furnace Rider is like, it gets a lot of press for being a good red common, but it's also like the 6th best red common. So I don't think you should take it as too highly. I'm stacking up blue commons here. Usually I stay very far away from blue, but in this draft it might happen. For example, I think the next best card here might be the Spellbomb. Incubation Stack is the best card, but again, I'm expecting green to drop real fast because we first picked this Vorak and then did not find a single other green card we wanted to take in the first pack aside from a third pick, the Lattice Blade Mantis, that we passed and then didn't wheel. So I'm gonna start stacking these up. In this pack, I see a Hex Gold Slash, and that is a signal in so much that it really looked like red was not open in the first pack, and then all of a sudden this is coming around, 4th pick. Although I guess I could say about the same thing with green and the Cankerbloom, but Hex Gold Slash better than Cankerbloom, so we're gonna take the Hex Gold Slash. Is it possible to play a red-blue deck from this start? I'm not sure. Maybe we'll try, or maybe we won't. This pack is a decision point. There are some good blue artifact cards, or there's Fencing Raptor, which goes really well in the white poison deck. I'm not excited. I started off excited to beat this white poison deck, but after it just totally failed to give me good cards in pack 1, I think I'm going to take a blue card and hope he gets me there. But I think that is a very close one. I don't like to be forced to make that decision. And then in this next pack, well, there's a Ichor Synthesizer if you want to take the blue card. This guy is medium unless you have a bunch of spells, and we do not have that. I'm going to take Blight Belly Rat in case we go backwards and end up in the white-black deck again. And then here, oh boy, Hoverwings, Justiciar, both kind of incredibly good for the blue-white deck. I'm going to go Justiciar. I think this is just extremely important, and we can make up 4-cost cards later. Against all odds, also quite good, but it's just not, it's not as important as the other options. We're going late in this pack here. I think I'm ready to kind of commit to playing blue. I think I'm going to take Watcher over Raptor and I kind of just assume that the things like Eye will come around, and then Raptor is a little bit less important than usual in this deck, just because there are so many things that are good that cost 3, you know, the Chrome Prowlers, the Eyes, and so on. So I'm really prioritizing 2s. And as I said, there's an Eye. Here, I think we are unlikely to play this card. It's basically just Divination. So I will take this land, probably play that one. Here, I think I take a second Meltweb Strider, because we're not playing Sinew Dancer. Pretty far away from that happening. And then this card, not good. I know Atmosphere Surgeon and Quicksilver Fisher both look definitely like good cards, but they kind of just aren't. They aren't. Don't know how else to say it. They aren't good cards. We have reached the next pack. Another Chrome Prowler. It's kind of nice. I would like to play with this rare. I somehow have not managed to play with this rare. It is a 3-mana clone your own thing, and then you can equip it and make more clones. That I don't really understand the play patterns of this card, but I would definitely like to play it. So I will be taking it. And then in the next pack, what is this garbage? Yeah, this isn't good at all. I think I will take. There's a couple good blue cards, but this isn't really an augury deck. So I think I will take a synthesizer and kind of hope to not have to play it. But we might. You need twos. You end up in trouble if you don't have enough twos. So I will take that a little bit aggressively. Here I will take Trawler Drake. Are we going to be able to play Trawler Drake effectively? I don't know. But we can take it because, again, just quite a weak pack for this deck. I mean, probably quite a weak pack for everything. Past, like, a medium green card, a medium black card. Just kind of weak all around. This pack, this is the first regret pack where we get, like, a good black card, a good red card, and nothing for blue-white. But we've almost filled up a deck, so we're kind of, yeah, well, we'll live. We will live. Which of these things am I most likely to play? We don't really need, probably don't need any of them. We don't need more things that cost 5, we don't need more things that cost 3, we don't need a land. I'll just, like, make someone unhappy by taking the good red card. We've hit Transplant Theorist, a second Trawler Drake, and Mesmerizing Dose. I believe I'm supposed to take Transplant Theorist because this card is very good at doing stuff in the late game. Although I wouldn't hate Mesmerizing Dose. We seem to have a lot of, like, removal or removal-ish cards though, so I will lean away from it. We do have quite a few artifacts, so there should be fine. Hoping to pick up, like, another eye in this pack. This is not an eye, but we get a Basilica Shepherd. Very okay with this. I guess looking to start cutting Meldweb Striders. This card probably doesn't look great, but it does, cruise itself. That'll be fine. Non-creature spell, trigger the Trawler Drake. Artifact will trigger the eye. We'll get in there. We really do need, like, another Justice here. And here we see this late Anointing Affliction. And that's kind of sad. Because maybe we had chosen wrong. We chose the wrong line. I'm going to take this fail. This is another card where I've kind of wondered how good this is. If you play it in a deck with enough artifacts, is it fine? There's another Augury. These Augurs are tempting. If I had taken the second Trawler Drake, I would probably just play both of those and both Auguries and try to do that thing. As it stands, I just don't have enough counters to be worth proliferating to want to run the Auguries. So I'll take Terramorphic, which I am going to play. Here we get Chrome Prowler. That's a good one. I'm happy to see Chrome Prowler. Here I can take, like, a Fisher and not play it. And there's a third Meldweb Strider. There's a Surgical Bay. Here's a fourth Meldweb Strider. Oh boy. Oh, Trawler Drake Wield? Oh, maybe we should be playing the Auguries. I did just say I was going to do the Augury thing if I had the second Trawler Drake, and then here's my second Trawler Drake. Well, let's build this deck. So, my bowling strategy, I just find it helps clear my mind if I get everything first and then add cards one at a time. So things that we're definitely going to play, definitely playing Qualm Chorus, Justiciar, Basilica Shepherd, definitely playing the first Spellwalm, Planet Disruption, the first Mesmerizing Dose, definitely playing the first Raptor, all the Chrome Prowlers, the Eye, the Blade. We'll have to look to see if we can actually afford this Trawler Drake or not. Here's a Theorist, gotta play that. Definitely playing both of these Watchers. Definitely playing, like, the first Serum Snare. And we are, quite a bit a ways from getting enough cards to fill out the deck. So I'm going to play this Veil, seems fun. It fits into the category of I would like to try it. I'm going to do this charge, and then I'm going to do these 3 cards that care about casting spells, and the augury. And maybe I should do insight, but we have a lot of 5s. So maybe I should just like do not insight and do like 2 striders. Yeah, that seems reasonable. And then, because this is a whole bunch of 5s and we got like a looter, probably don't need all of the lands. So I'm going to do the lands like this. And ta-da, we have a deck. Is this a good one? No clue. Absolutely no clue. But it seems okay. Seems okay to me. Is the Strider the right 5? Is this one of those rare Quicksilver Fisher decks? I don't think so. Flying's good, but I don't know. I think it kind of seems like we've picked a lane. Maybe we want to play another 2. Maybe there's too many Meldwebs. We want to play a Atmosphere Surgeon or a Escaped Experiment. I think we want another 2. And we probably don't need another Meldweb Strider. I'll take this Experiment because it is an artifact, and I want to turn on the Veil and the Justiciar and the Eye of Malkador. Alright, let's try this. This is okay, maybe a little odd looking, but it seems like fundamentally fine. Usually I try not to draft this kind of deck though, so don't know. Really don't know for sure. Well, this isn't a good hand. This is better. I'm going to keep this and ditch Mites. And then we can do these either way. Probably want to play the thing on 1. This might trick them into thinking that we are poison aggro. And maybe even get a good trade here. Oh, boo. Cankerbloom. Alright. I'm gonna have to admit eventually that this deck is not actually that good. Gonna have to admit. We'll see. Okay, opponent continues to play nothing but great cards. Excellent. I can play a Trawler Drake. I've got several Trawler Drake plus Auguries. Good combo. I think what I want to do is just like play the Prowler on the opponent's turn and try to make them block. Okay, well, they did nothing. Good enough. Opponent plays a mountain, which is not really something you would expect. I can... So I'll trade this Cankerbloom, because this is going to be a forced trade anyways. Actually, I should just trade for the slaughter center, because this is a forced trade anyways. I could block, I could chunk with the crawling course, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I just want to let this happen. I don't understand what this is, but it seems likely that the opponent will cast a 5 here. Yeah. Okay, I wasn't expecting that one. I don't think that made a ton of sense to me, but okay. Gonna have to watch my life total here. Place Bell Bomb and Watcher. Trawler Drake is this guy's our whole game plan here. It's gonna hopefully carry us to victory. I don't want to take damage. I don't want to die to the +3/+1 red combat trick. Why are they playing 4 colors with a bunch of green aggro cards? I don't know. But there may not be a good answer to that, so maybe not worth asking. Why didn't they attack with Cankerbloom? Don't know that either. I think I'm supposed to activate this. Bounce at 4. Okay. It is annoying that we've got enchantment-based removal and don't have this Cankerbloom that's gonna defeat the enchantment-based removal. But again, can't really do anything about that. So here's Disruption. We're going to disrupt Cankerbloom. Opponent can sack the Cankerbloom in response to kill the 1/1, but that, sure. Gonna play another Watcher. I'm playing Augury, make this a 5/5. I'm just afraid of them having tricks. I'm gonna play Watcher. Being able to jump is just safer. Playing out lands. Still afraid of like getting my face full charged. That would be bad. Don't mind this. Alright, we're going to cast Meld Warp Strider. Trawler Drake is now out of range of Volt Charge. And Meld Warp Strider, great blocker for a 3/4. That's Death Toucher. Good. Opponent doesn't animate this, so we don't have to interact with that. Blade of Shared Souls can copy Trawler Drake. I don't think of that, but that's really cool. Or we can go Basilisk Shepherd and have the Shepherd threaten to trade for the Basilisk. I think I want to do it this way. This seems fun. Yeah, we're just gonna make another Trawler Drake. What happened? What? I'm not sure what happened there. Is that a bug? I'm a little bit confused. Also, you know, maybe I just had lethal and I was supposed to go for lethal. Because I dealt 7 there. And then if I had done augury, that would be 1 more. Well, let's, well, it's a win. Can't complain. Gonna keep this. This is not really spectacular. We're missing white cards. Got 2 3-cost cards that aren't very good on turn 3. So maybe either opponent stumbles or we draw planes on turn 2. Should I be mulliganing? I'm not sure. I feel like this deck just is going to have difficulty winning games on the draw. Okay, excellent. Great so far. I'll have to decide if I want to play the Trawler Drake or if I just want to jump into Eye of Mouthful right away. I think I am going to start with 1 Trawler Drake and then move to Eye. Getting the Scry off of the Eye seems really good, but I will Scry planes to the top and then not play Justiciar, and that just seems weird. Okay. Opponent is also on a weird blue-white poison deck. Like, I'm not super scared of this. Okay, interesting. Here I want to play Justiciar just to get it on the board. Just get it down there. I was thinking that, you know, I wouldn't be able to attack with it, but when it makes it look like I'm going to get to attack, I will take the chance. So here I have to pump it 3 times to get past this Meldweb Strider, but I can't actually do that. I can go Veil for 2 pumps, and then I have Malgor for 2 pumps. And yeah, we're missing these counters on the Trawler Drakes, but don't worry about it. We're trading for a 5/5 and gaining 6 life. It'll be okay. So definitely don't want that. Yeah, Acre Synthesizer looks a little mopey, because next turn we're going to go play in Trawler, and we really just need spells. Okay. Trade. Alright, so opponent trades here, and we are back to 20 life. I'm not, like, feeling ahead here, but I kind of feel like we have bought the time that we need to activate these Trawler Drakes. So this game is likely to go well for us after this point. Unless they play a bomb, which they might. Can't do much about that if that happens. Also might get quenched, but it might have Bring the Ending, but who knows. This is a very odd opposing deck from a bronze rank player. Probably should not look too much into it. They're just gonna play cards and we have to accept that. At least they aren't really no attack. Really? You're afraid of a double block? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Meldweb Strider seems like a reasonable thing to do here. Get the eye buff, because otherwise I really don't want a Mesmerizing Dose targeting Sinew Dancer. I really just don't want to do that. It's going to cost them like most of their turn to activate, and they didn't even activate. Huh. Are we chumping? Do we have a trick in hand? Alright, well I guess I get to beat up this opponent. Sorry, opponent. It's tough playing against bronze rank. Oh, yep, okay. That's reasonable. You should have done that earlier, but that's a reasonable thing to exile. I always feel don't know what to do when I play against bronze rank players, because it's very easy to rank up, so it's likely this person just hasn't played Magic in months, which means they probably haven't played any of this format. And here I am trying to make this, oh look, I am an expert video, and it's just, well, here's not trying to think about it too much. There's no like +3 power trick in white, so I think that block makes a lot of sense. You know, I like to give opponents credit, and if they're playing red, I would have had to at least think about, oh look at that, they got the Blue Sun's Twilight. Okay, that's a reasonable thing. That does explain why they made that attack. I was thinking they just forgot the vehicle could crew itself, but nope, checks out. So Augury can hit those twice. So here we've got now, this is 8, so if we get 2 triggers we can win the game. We don't have 2 triggers. I can cast one of these spells we tackle the 4/4, but they have a 5/5 that blocks. So I think I'm just gonna poke with the 4/4s and pass the turn. There's no point in casting Charge the Mites to deal 2 extra damage when these are already lethal attackers. Opponent would have to remove them to win the game. We could lose to, well, maybe not anymore, but we could lose to like some of those wraths out there, and again, that encourages me to not stick stuff on the board. Stuff like White Sun's Twilight and the Wanderer. And we've hit Mythic. Nice. 2-0. Let's do another match. Things are going well so far. Been against another bronze rank opponent. Not going to talk about it this time. Wonder if they fixed, was that a bug on Blade of Shared Souls? I'm doing this at a different day from the first match. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. One's got Injector. Here is a 2/1. I'm gonna attack here. See if they do anything. Nope. Malkador time. Definitely don't want that. The Silk Shepherd is tough because it could be good. But it's double white. No, I'm gonna keep it. We've got plays. We've got 3 into 3 plus Augury. I imagine eventually we'll find planes. Maybe I shouldn't be keeping it on the back of eventually. Alright, here's the Blade of Shared Souls. In this instance, I don't think I want to make this a copy of a 2/1, even though there would be an artifact. I could make it an Eye of Malkador. Maybe that's better. Is that better? I don't think so. I'd rather have the creature stick around. Okay, opponent has failed to play a 2 or 3. Presumably that means they're going to play a 5 here, which Chrome Prowler is going to deal with. Let me hit for a bunch of damage. Not quite. Not quite. I could play Charge here, but it's likely they have a combat trick. So I think I want to augury, hit a land, play the prowler. Yeah, there we go. Just don't let them interact right now. They're trying to kill one of the creatures. See, they could have equipped the injector, and so that makes it seem pretty evident to me that they have something that they want to do for 2 mana. And so it's probably like complete devotion, that kind of thing. And this makes it pretty nice because now they're just dead on board. They need to commit more creatures that didn't get to use complete devotion. Easy, easy. Up there's the complete devotion. Game. Chase the Perfected Mind. That is a strong card, but wins the game on its own in board stalls. Probably not going to do much this game. They're going to equip this. They're now tapped out, and they are actually just dead on board. Even though I could play one of these things to animate the eye, it's just not necessary. Moving on, 3-0. Yeah, that wasn't the most exciting game. It is important in this format to play creatures on turns 2 and 3. If you don't do that, you might get run over even versus a blue deck. We have found our nemesis. Excellent. I'm not going to mulligan ahead with the Justiciar. This is very possibly the best card in your deck. Maybe I should have played the... I was thinking about playing or not playing the island there. It's always interesting in this format because you have tap lands in your deck. There are just lots of them around. And those tap lands kind of make it tempting to not play your cards. But I also want to... Alright, please work this time. Oh, it worked. That's what this card is supposed to do. That's what it's supposed to do. Just give me a copy of my best card. Interesting they didn't block. Again, they probably have a combat trick. What I was saying is there's some really strong like archetypes in this format, so I think that playing a land might give your opponent like a strong read on what to do against you in comparison with other formats. Getting edificed. But at the same time, that desire to kind of hide what I'm doing is a little bit counteracted by the desire to, well, I have tap lands in my deck. What if I draw a tap land? So I wasn't sure what to do there. I picked an option. Is it the right option? Probably not, but I picked one. Here I can go Prowler, tap the Edifice, swing, and then trade the Prowler for the Duelist or for a trick. Other option, I could play a Trawler Drake. I think the Prowler looks nicer. But I do have to be at least a little bit aware that opponent might be playing for poison instead of regular damage. Uh-oh, Fencing Raptor. Okay. I will just trade this Chrome Prowler off easily. Maybe I shouldn't, because I can like equip this and then play an artifact. Just gain a whole bunch of life. Trawler Drake's kind of cute. It seems like the best way to use mana is to go Blade into Escaped Experiment. So I think I'm going to do that in the interest of using mana well. Gaining all this life. Is the life helpful versus Toxic deck? Maybe not. Oh, okay. No, no, that's doing work. We got them to trade for Flensing Raptor. I'm happy with that one. Can't block here because that has double strike. Going up to 6 poison. I don't quite like taking this much poison damage. Maybe they'll tap out and I can charge the mites at it. Maybe I shouldn't have traded aggressively given that I have this charge the mites. Oh dear. Oh no. That's not good. That's not good at all. So I can charge the mites and then I kind of have to trump one of these duelists. I think I am going to do that though. Because going to 1, that's just asking for trouble. Maybe this blade wasn't a great use of my time, given that I gain a lot of life off the blade, copying the Justiciar, but I'm in danger of dying to something other than life total. Oh boy, that's a lot of damage. So what can I do here? Not die? Not much. I have to cast Augury because Trawler Drake is just gonna chump and then I'm screwed. Can I hit something that trades for the duelist? A Crawling Chorus, that sounds like something I want, but it's a little bit slow. I'm gonna have to play the Watcher, chop the duelist, go to 9 poison. Uh-oh. I may have made a mistake. Also, this is just like an incredible start that I can't really keep up with. I want to just issue a race, but it doesn't really race this. We needed that land here. If that land was able to block, make a Melweb Strider and block there, we'd be in okay shape. And then if we hit a second land here, we'd be able to go blocker, blocker, bounce something. But we need to have 3 different answers here, and that's not enough. Okay, they got me. They got me. Rip. Let's try again. Let's try again. Let's try again. That was unfortunate. Playing against Sabutex ZTK. This hand looks quite good. Go planes into Crawling Chorus into Justiciar. Heck, we might even be able to play an effect game if the opponent is slow enough. We can play this kind of just want to play things like this way. If the opponent doesn't, you know, play some blockers with toughness, I'm gonna charge the mites for creatures, and I'm saving it here to try to hit an answer. So if they, you know, play a 2 toughness creature, I will kill it. Opponent hasn't done anything. All right, it's time. It's time. We missed 2 damage, but we're trying something else here. I'm gonna go Veil. I'm gonna Veil the Justiciar. Bam. Comes up to 5 poison already. This is a 6th poison. Ah, they were missing another color. Kept a sketchy hand. You want to do something in the first 4 turns in this format, because things like this will happen to you. Okay. Yeah, that seems sensible. Edifice. They're gonna have to pay 2 life though if they want to kill something with it. They are running out of life total. Okay. I think I'm just going to cast this Mesmerizing Dose. I was hoping to hold it for the element of surprise, but it seems too good not to do this. Opponent's at 9 poison. They're just dead to basically anything. The Wanderer doesn't save from here. I'm not sure I can think of anything that saves them on this board that they could have had in their hand this whole time. That's a cool sleeve. Got him. Alright, that opponent didn't really put up a fight. But we've sure been running into some opponents this league. 4-1. Alright, queuing back up. Let's see what happens. Finally a mythic opponent. Sand seems nice. A Justiciar with 1 trigger for it. Trawler Drake, totally lacking in triggers, which is honestly kind of nice because it means we can wait on trying to play it. We can play curve cards first and Trawler Drake later for late in the game. Here's Justiciar. Do you kill it? Opponent doesn't kill it. Just run out of all the opponents that don't have 2-drops. Here things could, start to go downhill when they play, they played a 2. Okay. I'm gonna play Veil under the expectation that I'm gonna end up in a racy situation with them. So being able to just gain 4 life here, not offer them the trade when their creature is clearly worse than mine, and they would otherwise want to trade, seems pretty excellent. I know I'm not developing on the board, and yeah, I guess I could go Experiment here. Maybe I should be patient on the Veil, but I was worried I just wouldn't be able to get this hit in. And for now, I feel comfy that I got it in. Yeah, I guess if I draw a land next turn, that I'll regret not having played a 3, unless the opponent has played a 4-drop that's good at blocking, which seems likely. I mean, that's why I did it. That's why I did it, because I was thinking that this was going to be 1 free hit, and then it'll trade later. And the next time the opponent does anything. It'll also be if I play the Experiment next turn, then that'll also trigger the Veil. We also just don't have to attack next turn. We can do the Be Patient play next turn as we play one of these 3s, and we'll work it out soon. Scrap Gorger, Shrapnel Slinger. So I assume they're just going to sack the Shrapnel Slinger. So if we had been patient, we wouldn't have gotten that 4-point life swing. Can only assume that's what they're doing. Sack this, kill this. Nothing else makes very much sense. They are thinking about it. They also have a Swamp. Interesting. Shrapnel Slinger suggests that they are a Gruul deck splashing black rather than okay, that's just weird. Why would you sack? What? Why would you do any of that? They didn't want this, despite that this is probably going to be a 3/3. Okay, I'm not going to offer them the trade, because if I don't offer them the trade, then they have to keep their creatures back, because I might, might be able to double trigger it sometime. I'm going to play Jataxian Rapture, which kind of shuts down their ability to attack with 2/2s entirely. if they attack, you know, I can make it a 2/3 and block, and then they play a combat trick, and then I make it into a 4/1 to trade for the creature and the trick. Pretty good blocker. Still looking at this Trawler Drake. I don't really need to play it right away. I want to get it, I want to get it out there sooner rather than later because, you know, that's how it works. But I also don't want to play it and then have it just be at 1/1, have to pass a turn, and then untap and do something else without getting any counters. So we'll see what the opponent does. Who plays a swamp? That, if my imagination is correct, this is all the swamps in their deck. Rebel Salvo, fine. Deal. They're tapping as though it's all the red, all the swamps in their deck. So they can attack with one of them. Probably can't attack with both unless they have another 2, and they probably don't have another 2 because they didn't play a 2-drop on turn 2. Rest-Fine Cultivator, eh? Ooh. Oh, here I could go like Escaped Experiment, Conqueror's Watcher, and hit twice with the Justiciar, and they'd have to like double block. That sounds kind of okay to me. Opponent is acting like they have a trick, which would probably be Free from Flesh, but yeah, I can trade Justiciar for Steward and Free from Flesh and gain 4 life. That seems acceptable. Oh, right. We would trade for the Cultivator and the Free from Flesh. Okay, good enough. No trick? Well, I'm gonna remember they have Free from Flesh and not make an attack with the Experiment if they make a non-attack that looks suspicious. I like that I got to play both of these creatures here, get them onto the board in time for this. Yeah, opponent tapping out. I think it's time to. I think I'm just trading. I think I have the long game kind of in my favor between this 5/5 that's got to block their 4/5 and this Trawler Drake. I'm just going to get this Trawler Drake out here now. I can afford to take 4. Thank you, Justiciar. Thank you for giving me such a big life buffer. Opponent has a Chimney Rebel, and that's the last card. Okay, I was wrong about Free from Flesh. I could potentially chump with the Malcor's Watcher, but I don't think that's very necessary. Because my life total is just not that under threat, and then the Melwood Strider next turn is gonna lock the board down. I do have a Looter in this deck, so I should be at least thinking about not playing out lands, but I do have, you know, more 5s, I think, and I'm going to sack this land here, so I do want a 5th land on the battlefield. So this is working out fairly well so far. I'm hoping they just don't attack, because if they attack here, it's probably a bad sign. It probably means they top deck a trick of some sort. Uh-oh. It seems to have top decked a trick of some sort. I don't think I want to just take the damage. I will be blocking this Rabble instead of the Furnace Strider, because if they have a Free from Flesh in particular, then that trade is just so bad for me. And this trade is acceptable if they have Free from Flesh. Hexgold Slash, it's the same. Really? Nothing? Okay, I'm going to cast Mesmerizing Dose on your Furnace Strider. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to proliferate the counter because they because they made their chump attack. That's a little bit odd. I can play this land so I can sack the bay right now. I'm going to not crew Meldweb Strider and just attack for 5. This card has Vigilance, but if you don't have creatures lying around to crew it, then the Vigilance isn't very helpful. Alright, anything else going on here? The attack for this 1/1, I think I am going to block the Watcher. Because I kind of want their 1/1 out of the way, because it is threatening to chump my Meldweb Strider. I don't like that. The reason I don't like that is because of the implication of them potentially having a trick. And it would be a trick that worked well on Furnace Strider versus Meldweb Strider and not versus their... Okay, maybe they don't have a trick that matters. I also don't like it because it... you know, because it is a trampler and I'm only at 9 life. I think I'm just gonna play a creature and try to get the trick out of him. Don't hate that. I'm gonna activate this and say here is lethal damage. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I'm regretting this choice. We might lose to a good series of top decks. All they have to do is chump here and then find 5 damage. And they have a counter on the Furnace Strider, which I couldn't see because the chain icon was blocking that from my view. Yeah, this is probably just a terrible punt here. There's just no reason to attack with the Meldweb Strider when I could keep it to block. Please don't play a 5/5. I've made a terrible play. Please don't hold me accountable for that. I didn't mean to. Phew, got there. Why was opponent playing swamps? Do not know. Will be even a good black card to splash in red-green. There's probably some good rares that I am not thinking of at the moment. Alright, 5-1. We're getting there. Almost done. Okay, this seems fine. I think I don't want to play the Spellbomb on turn 1 because we are loaded with things to do on 3 and we really want to hit the get this synthesizer trigger. Opponent plays Bilious Skull Dweller. Card is very annoying. I think I will take 1 damage from it because I don't really want to trade it for synthesizer. Maybe I should just trade it here. I think I can afford to take 1 damage. I don't think I want to be trying to block this because they're going to have a complete devotion, and this is just a terrible blocker versus complete devotion. My goal is to not lose that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the turn. I'm going to have Chrome Prowler talk down their Crawling Chorus and then say, you want to trade for the Skull Dweller, because I will happily take that one. And then I have this Skull Bomb to continue with. Oh, okay, well I'm going to wait for this to resolve. Yep, I'm taking that trade. Skull Dweller is just extremely annoying. I want him gone. Here, I'm going to play Raptor, because Raptor interacts reasonably profitably with against Complete Devotion. And so opponent is going to like yeah, something like this. You have to do something like this where it just doesn't look that great in the end. Ooh, we got a Trawler Drake. Should I take 2 damage to play the Trawler Drake? I'm very tempted to take 2 damage to play the Trawler Drake. This probably is wrong, because it means I'm losing out a little bit, but also I can double block the Head Cleaver, so it's still not even that bad. They would have to attack with everything to guarantee to corrupt me, given that I might double block, and if they do that, then I'll just put Raptor on Raptor. I'm just going to make this block and not use my counters unless they play a trick. Basilica Shepherd. Alright, that's a powerful one. That's a powerful card. My turn. Ooh, Serum Snare. So the Serum Snare really wants to hit something with Converted Mana Cost 3 or less. So not this, not this. Fluxing Raptor, not the greatest target for Serum Snare either, to be honest. I think I'm just going to hit this Head Cleaver, get the guy out of here, draw a card. Ooh, another Trawler Drake. Don't hate that. Definitely don't hate that. So Serum Snare here gives me a little bit of protection from combat tricks, or by a little bit I mean opponent's too afraid to do anything into them. So happy with that. We get to play a second Trawler Drake here. Again, the Serum Snare just gonna totally go off. We are pretty stable on the board, so we don't need to do much. Opponent has a Whisper of the Dross. Okay, well I guess it's Serum Snare time. Let's bounce what? Not Basilica Shepherd. That's not happening. Could bounce a 1/1, so at that point let's bounce one of these mites. Yep, get 4 more counters. Hey, this deck's sweet. This deck is sweet. Uh-oh. Phyrexian Obliterator. Now wait a minute. Now wait a minute. That's not... Oh no. We're gonna have to erase that one. We're gonna have to just erase that card. Because... So given that we're racing, I'm going to go Blade of Shattered Souls, and this blade is going to give me another Trawler Drake. Hooray! Why did that not work? I don't understand. Isn't this... Oh, I'm so stupid. This card isn't a 1/1, it's a 0/0. Right, okay. Mystery has been solved. It's not a bug at all. I'm just not used to playing with Trawler Deck. What can I say? I could augury here for 2 damage. I'm gonna let this happen though. Maybe let the opponent think that, ooh, what's gonna happen kind of thing. I will block Flinching Raptor, not blocking other things. We can just take 5. It's not that bad. Hopefully they play the Head Cleaver or something like that. Okay. Good, good, good. Things are going well so far. I think I have to play this augury here. Ooh, Planar Disruption. Alright, there we go. There we go. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. So we can Planar Disruption this Obliterator. So from here, I think I want to attack with just the 2 flyers. Leave the Synthesizer back to block on the ground. Because what they're probably going to do here is they're probably going to chump the 7/7, take 6, go to... Okay, actually, no, I want to attack the Synthesizer. Because this attack means they are dead next turn if they don't double chump. Okay. And then disrupt the Obliterator. And, oh, look at all these extra counters. I love counters. Pass the turn. I've got charge of the mites just in case. We're going to take like 1, 2, 3, 4 poison and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. But they're not going to be able to, like... I'm just going to block here because it's very safe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we can take 9 damage. They're white-black. They're not going to have any face burn. They're not going to be able to deal 5 damage with 2 cards, and got him. Alright, despite me punting with this blade, now I understand how this card interacts with Trawler Drake. Duh. We've now arrived at 6-1, and let's do it for the trophy. Okay. Playing against Randy. This one seems a little bit medium. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, we'll keep this hand. Mackledor's Watcher, you know, not incredible, not super everything this deck wants, but it also just buys time. And sometimes that's all you need. Sure. I am going to be hoping to Trawler Drake and have the Trawler Drake get very large. None of these cards are going to make it large. Does that mean I'm not supposed to play it on this turn? Because I'll get Hazardous Blasted? Yeah, okay, I can wait. See if you Hazardous Blast this. This has to be at least a little bit tempting. I'll allow it. I think I can do get more value off of chumping than gaining 3 life. I'm gonna ditch Synthesizer here. No, I just called it synth, like it's experimental synthesizer. Ooh, yep, they had it. Okay, I regret not gaining 3 life. But I do get my cards back, so we'll be fine. We'll be fine. There's 3 damage incoming. Here I can go... I'm thinking about not doing this to not get it Hex Gold slashed, but I think this is probably just the right play. Do I want to attack? Because if they attack, I may not want to block. I really may not want to block. No, I'm not attacking. I don't think I really need to attack in this spot. I really hope we get to untap with this Trawler Drake. If it just dies before we untap, the game is going to get a lot harder. At that point, we just don't have any flyers. We have to get in on the ground, and they have an incubation sac. The opponent has a removal spell, but they did not use it on the Trawler Drake. Interesting. Okay. Okay, then. I'm attempting to race. Still. This is sorcery speed only. So if I can move to tap it. Yeah, I'm gonna go Chrome Prowler, tap 1. Another Chrome Prowler. Tap that guy. Okay. Make a trade. My turn. We're going to just main phase out right here. We get the counter. We get to draw Mesmerizing Dose. Yeah, don't hate that. Submit. Cast Dose on the 3/3. More counters for me. And here is Justiciar, which will definitely do something. So we can, if opponent attacks with Predation Steward, this is a trade I'll be happy with. Could also just attack with both, because opponent is fairly far away from being able to deal lethal damage. Yeah, let's do this, because if they have to chump with that 1/1, that's pretty good for me, because it means the 1/1 isn't threatening to get pumped by the Steward, and if they don't chump now, they're dead on board. Oof, Ruthless Predation. Boo. I think I have to make the attack with the Chrome Prowler here, which sucks, but yeah, no real other option. It's gonna be a long one then. So they're gonna make a 3/3 or a 4/3. Uh-oh. That's not good. That is not good. We really need, oh no. I'm dead to any kind of trick. I don't think I can beat tricks, so I'm not going to block. Don't kill me. I'm probably just dead. We don't really have, like, an insight, for example. Yep, alright. I've seen enough. 7/2. Draft not over. Get another try. Okay. Let's try last one. 6/2. See what happens. This deck, I have to say, the draft did not go according to expectations, so 6/2 is well above expectations. Partly I feel we matched into like at least 3 opponents who didn't really do much. This is a real tough hand. We got all the good cards, but we don't have a 3rd land. We don't have a white source. I'm going to keep it. I'm greedy. We just hit Island, and we get to go Eye of Malkador. It's going to be hard for this to go badly. And the existence of Serum Snare is not really great, but it's at least something to do if we were stuck on mana. playing against blue-red, who has missed a drop, and okay, we missed the third land. That's not good. Uh-oh. I'm starting to feel it. Okay. Okay, there we go. Hit. Yeah, I is going to be the first thing because you can't skull on this and it'll race fairly effectively. I would like to hit. This is kind of interesting. So if I hit one plains, I can go Transplant Theorist. That's not that good. If I hit one plains, I can go Justiciar. I think I need the 5th land, and if we hit extras, we can discard them with a Theorist. So I'll just keep this the way it is. We're not exactly under a threat here. It is unfortunate that Churning Reservoir kind of lets them make infinite chumps on the eye. Okay, opponent really aggressively using up those counters. Damn. Okay. I'm going to do the thing I just talked about. Start with Justiciar. Also, if opponent, tries to slash it, I will snare it back to my hand. That's interesting. Yep, okay, you can have that one. I don't really see a reason to counter this. And opponent is going to have to do something or another about this Justiciar, or it is going to gain me some life and be pretty good. You can bounce it, but that's just a temporary measure. Really not a huge deal. So next turn we're going to go Justiciar plus 4/4, so I think the appropriate thing to do is just cast Serum Snare here. Maybe I should cast Serum Snare here and bounce Raptor. It's an interesting question, because I could use this to try to get a 2-for-1, wait for them to sack the Skull Bomb, and then Serum Snare in response. But we're going to tap out this turn, and very possibly tap out the turn after. And we just might not get a chance to use this mana again. Yeah, whatever, I'll bounce the Raptor. Justiciar into Eye of Malcator. Also could have gone Justiciar into Blade, copy Justiciar. But I like this way too. Take a Skull Bomb. That's a nice 1-mana way to trigger Justiciar and Eye. Really don't hate that. We could very reasonably do that here and go oh no, boo. Oh, that's really good. That kills the Justiciar and trades for the Eye. That's rough. So I could go Chrome Prowler, tap the Enrager, hit for 4, and try to block on the way back. Do I want to do that? I am actually going to try to do this. I think I want to play this Spell Bomb, because if I draw land... No, I'm going to hold the Spell Bomb. I'm going to take 4 if opponent has a removal spell, but we don't know that they have that. Uh-oh. Well, I guess they had it. Okay. Oops. We are a little bit behind now. Veil is cute, but we are a little tiny bit behind. I think I'm going to have to go Web Strider. Opponent's just playing a whole bunch of cards that are good against me in particular. And I failed to curve out because of the hand that I kept. If I had drawn like that third land on turn 3, things would be a little different. But as it stands, we are in quite a bit of trouble here. Oh no, opponent has assembled unblockable synthesizer, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's off by 1. I don't think we can reasonably come back from this. Can try, but I don't think it's gonna work. Did I not count right? Okay. Well, you know what? We went 6-2, 6-3. You know, I'm not complaining. I don't complain about that. Deck was fine. It wish it had some more of the good cards, but Trawler Drake did fine. Trawler Drake's a good card. You just have to play a few cards around it and it'll be just fine. Thanks for watching, and see ya next time.